Hello everyone and good evening. So today we are going to do quadrilaterals for 9th class, and especially in this chapter you will see most of the part is covered in only parallelogram. So what is parallelogram? Before starting the parallelogram we should start with the quadrilateral. Okay, so let's start. What are the quadrilaterals? See, if you have 4 points, and you connect them with a line, straight lines, and you get such a shape, a closed shape and a single closed shape, that shape known as a quadrilateral. What it means, let's say you have a 4 point and they are non-collinear. What is non-collinear points? I will let you know. What are the ways you can connect these 4 points? One way is this. Okay, this is one way. Answer, you said you have to connect all these 4 points with a straight lines. Okay, but how many closed shape do you see in it? I see 1 and 2. It's not a quadrilateral. As I said, you get one single. You have to connect in such a way that you get one single closed. Okay, again. Now, how many closed shape you see here? Only one. This is a quadrilateral. Now, what is the mean that they should be a non-collinear? Why they can't be collinear, or what is the mean of non-collinear? There are 4 points. If you take any 3 point, if you take any 3 points, and if you are not able to make a single straight line to connect all these 3 points, it means those 4 points are non-collinear. If you take any 3 point from those 4 points, and if you are not able to make a straight line to connect all those 3 points you choose from out of 4, that means all those 4 points are non-collinear. Let's say these point. Now if I connect them, what I get? It's not a quadrilateral, it's a triangle. Why? Because 3 point, if I take these 3 point out of those 4 point, I can make a single straight line which connect all these 3 point. तो ये quadrilateral नहीं है. So, but sir, why not 2 points? Why you are taking always 3, not 2? If you take any 2 point in space, you cannot give me any 2 point in space which are non-collinear. Why? Take any 2 point according to you. Take any 2 point. You can't, like there will be no situation where you cannot make a straight line connecting those 2 points. Every 2 point, any 2 point on space are collinear. Why? Because let's say I'm standing here, okay, and I have to go on this point. Okay, there will be always a way of a straight line for me to reach that point. It means I'm standing on a point and I have to reach another point. What is the shortest path? That's a straight line. It means 2 points. Next stopper. I don't know. Okay, so there will be always a straight line connecting 2 points. So 2 points cannot be a non-collinear. Always, whenever you talk about non-collinearity or collinearity, you talk about 3 points at least. So you have 4 non-collinear points in space, and you connect them with a straight line in such a way that you get a one single closed figure, that closed figure known as a quadrilateral. Now, so quadrilateral look like this. If you see these straight lines, this A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A, these 4 lines known as the sides of the quadrilateral, and these 2 lines A to C connecting opposite vertices. What is opposite vertices? Vertices. What are the vertices? These points, you connect them and made a quadrilateral. These points known as the vertices of this quadrilateral. And if you connect these opposite vertices, you get a diagonals. So in quadrilateral there are 4 sides and 2 diagonals. In a quadrilateral there are 4 sides, 2 diagonals. Okay, what are the 4 sides? AB, BC, CD, DA. And what are the diagonals? A to C and B to D. So what you have understand till yet? Sir, if you connect two adjacent point of a quadrilateral, you get a side. If you connect two opposite vertices, you will get a diagonal. Okay. Now let's talk about the angles. Let's say you have a quadrilateral like this. My lines are not straight, but just consider you guys are studying mathematics, and in mathematics we are so expert in suppose, let, consider and all in this thing. This angle, and this angle, A, B, C and D. Okay, you have a quadrilateral ABCD. Then how to make the angles? Every adjacent sides, every two adjacent sides will make a single angle. Okay, these angles known as angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. Now the sum of these angles will be 360. Why? Do you remember this formula from your lower classes? 180 multiplied by n minus 2. How did you get this formula? You get this formula because of exterior angles. Okay, like you are standing like this. Okay, now you have to move on the sides of the quadrilateral. Okay, I am standing here. Like you can see my hand. This part is on that side. This part is facing that side. It's standing here. Okay, and it rotate like this. How much it rotate? Equal to this angle. Okay, then it goes here. Then rotate like this. How much rotate? Equal to this angle. Then reach here. Then again rotate. How much rotate? According to equal to this angle. Now reach here. Now reach here and standing here. Now again rotate equal to this angle and again here. Now my face, this part is again facing that part. Okay, it means and my hand completed a complete rotation. It means the sum of these lines, these angles should be 360. Using this concept, mathematician developed this formula. What is n here? N is a number of sides in this in any polynomial. In any polygon, not polynomial. Polynomial is something else. In any polygon. So n value for a quadrilateral is 4. Now put the 4 here. You will get 180 multiplied by 4 minus 2. It's 2. And here you get 360 degree. So sum of all the angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360. Now let's talk about. Okay, we have covered this convex quadrilateral and concave. Convex is what? See, in quadrilateral there are 4 angles. Sum of those 4 angles will be equal to what? If sum of them will be 360. Okay, and all the angles are less than 180. If all the angles are less than 180, known as a convex quadrilateral. And I think you have studied this in your lower classes. You know what is the main feature of the convex quadrilateral? All angles are less than 180. Okay, one more feature. If you draw diagonals, what happens? These diagonals lie inside this closed figure. That closed figure we talk about, that if you take 4 non-collinear points and connect them with the straight lines, you get a one closed figure known as a quadrilateral. This diagonal lies completely inside this. These diagonals are lying completely inside this, and this quadrilateral known as a convex quadrilateral. Now let's talk about this quadrilateral. This is also quadrilateral. You have 4 points, non-collinear 4 points. You connect them and you get a single closed figure. Then it is also a quadrilateral. Okay, but in this quadrilateral there is something twist. One angle is greater than 180. Sir, there are 4 angles. Only one of them can be greater than 180. See. Let's suppose there are a quadrilateral whose at least 2 angles are greater than 180. Is it possible? Let's say the 2 greater angle which are greater than 180 are 181 and 181. What is the sum of the angles, total sum of the angles of a quadrilateral? 360. Now the sum of only these two angles are going more than, it's coming out to be more than 360. So it is not possible. If you have a concave quadrilateral, then only one single angle will be greater than 180. All the other three angles will be less than 180. In this quadrilateral, if you try to make a diagonal, one diagonal is this. Connect these 2 points, and one diagonal is this. You can see one diagonal is lying outside of the quadrilateral. One diagonal is lying outside of the, sir, not understand. Which part? Muzaffar, which part? Okay, you can let me know in comment section which part. Okay. Now, this line is lying outside this closed shape. This is known as concave quadrilateral. Mainly we will talk about only not concave, convex, okay, in this chapter in your 9th class. So what we have studied till yet, the sum of all four angles of a quadrilateral is 360. Each diagonal divide the quadrilateral into two triangles. We will talk about this part in further in this lecture, okay. Like you can see clearly here, if I make a diagonal here, what you see this part, a triangle. You see a triangle in this part. Every diagonal divide quadrilaters into two triangles. Two equal triangles? No, it's not necessary. It is necessary for some special kind of triangle like a square, rectangle, and rhombus, and for parallelogram also, okay. Is it important unit? Yeah, it is important unit. You will see at least one high marks question from this chapter in your yearly examination. Okay, quadrilateral are classified. Okay, classification of quadrilateral. First, what is quadrilateral? Sir, a closed single figure made by four non-collinear points joining them with the help of sides. Okay. Now, let's say this is a quadrilateral. Okay, I'm making a quadrilateral using two parallel lines. What are the parallel lines? Such a line who does not meet at any point. Like the distance between those two lines does not increase, does not decrease. It remains constant. If you find out the distance between these two lines on this point, or find this point, or find it at any other point, you will see this distance and this distance is equal. This distance and this distance is equal. This line known as a parallel line, and parallel line has some properties. Now, if you make this point connect to this point and this point connect to this point, it will also become a quadrilateral. This quadrilateral known as a trapezium. What is the quality of trapezium? That at least one pair of line is parallel. At least one pair of lines are parallel. One pair of lines is parallel. Now, if they are parallel, do you know this angle and this angle will be, let's say this angle is x and this angle is y. Then x plus y, it should be equal to 180. Why? Because we know it from interior angle, one side angle, sum of the one side of the transitive line, it will become 180. How, sir? Why it will become? If I extend this line here, then this angle will be what? Why, sir? Because of corresponding angle. Okay, then sir, this is a linear pair. This x and y making linear pair. That's why x plus y is 180. Similarly, if this angle is z and this angle is w, then again z plus w will be equal to 180. Okay, so this is the quality of trapezium. Now, if your this line and this line will become equal, then you will get another kind of trapezium known as isosceles trapezoid. Okay, isosceles trapezoid. If this line and this line become equal. Now, what is the qualities of trapezium? Sir, at least one pair of lines are parallel. One pairs of lines is parallel actually, not R, because only one pair. Okay, at least it means, sir, what happened if you have four lines, you can make two pairs. One pair is parallel lines, one pair of parallel line. Is still trapezium? Yeah. Why? Because for trapezium, what you need, that one pair should be straight lines of parallel lines. Is it satisfying here in this case? Like there are two pairs, like these lines are parallel, these lines are parallel. Do you see one pair parallel? Sir, we see two, but at least you see one. Yes, sir, at least we see one. It means it is a trapezium. Okay, so trapezium does not need that only one should be. Okay, it says at least one pair, at least one pair. They can be parallel too. They can be parallel too. Okay, now let's talk about parallelogram. What is parallelogram? What is parallelogram? If you have a parallel lines, you have parallel lines, okay, and you make another parallel lines, okay. Now you see 4 points of intersection, 4 points of intersection, A, B, C, and D. You see 4 points of intersection. These 4 points are making a quadrilateral. This quadrilateral is a special kind of quadrilateral. This is a trapezium. Yes, sir, this is trapezium because you said at least one pair, there should be a one pair of straight line which are parallel. We have it now, but this is also one more special kind of quadrilateral known as a parallelogram. Parallelogram, definition of parallelogram is that opposite sides should be equal and parallel. Should be equal and parallel. Opposite sides should be equal and parallel. But sir, if not parallel, you cannot make such a figure. Like if I will ask you to make such a figure whose opposite sides are parallel, like this side is parallel to this and this side is parallel to this, they will automatically become equal. So this line and this line parallel and also equal, and this line and this line are parallel and also equal. Also equal. Why, sir? Why it will become equal? I'll tell you. Let's say you have a parallel lines, two parallel lines, okay, like this, and you put another line, okay. If you make another line which is parallel to this thing, okay, from this point to this point, let's say the value is L, the line segment value is L, and if you make another line which is just parallel to it, or if you take this line and move this like this, like you are moving it without changing the slope of this line, and you get another copy of this line here, then this point to this point length will remain constant, because this is the property of a straight line. This is the property of a straight line. That's why in parallelogram, if you says that opposite sides should be parallel, that's actually enough. Because if you said the opposite sides are parallel now, if opposite sides are parallel to each other, then automatically opposite side will become equal to. Okay, opposite sides will become equal to. Any doubt till yet? Now, because of corresponding angle, what you say, this angle is x, this angle is y, okay, and these two lines are what? Sir, these two lines are parallel. Then because of parallelity, if this angle is x, then this angle will be what? 180 minus x. This angle will be 180 minus x. And what can you say about this angle? Sir, sum of this angle and this angle should be what? 180. Why? Because these two lines are parallel. These two lines are parallel. Okay, let's take this as z. Let's take this is as z and this is as w. Do you believe that x plus y should be equal to 180? X plus y should be equal to 180. X plus z should be equal to 180. Z plus w should be equal to 180. Okay, and w plus y should be equal to 180. Okay, take these two equations and subtract, let's say subtract this equation from this equation, what you will get? X plus z minus z minus w equal to 0. This will get cut and you will get x is equal to w. Similarly, you will get y is equal to z. Y is equal to z. What information you are getting from it? That, sir, opposite angles are equal. In parallelogram, what happened? Opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite angles are equal. It means this angle and this angle should be equal. Okay, this is the one of the property of parallelogram. So, are you guys clear with the properties of parallelogram? Sir, what it says that D to O and O to D have same sign. It means, sir, D to O and O to D is equal. And here A to O, O to C are equal. How is it possible? We will prove it also. Now, what are these DB and AC? Sir, diagonals. Okay. A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. This side and this side are equal and parallel. This side and this side are parallel and equal. This is diagonal, this is diagonal. Okay. So, what are the properties of the parallelogram? Let's read one by one. In parallelogram, A, B, C, D, two pairs of opposite sides are equal, like AB is equal to CD and BC is equal to AD. Okay. You know, guys, if you don't think about the parallelity, like, sir, both pairs are equal, sorry, not equal, like this side and this side is parallel, this side and this side is parallel, they will become automatically equal. You know, it conversely also true. If you have 4 sticks, okay, 2 sticks are equal and 2 other sticks are equal, and if you make a quadrilateral with the help of these and you make such a way that equal sticks should be opposite side, equal stick should be opposite side, you will end up making a parallelogram. You will end up making a parallelogram. Like I have sides, this one side, this second side, another side, and another side, another sticks. If I arrange them in this way, it will become parallelogram automatically. Now, if you arrange them in this way, now opposite sides are not equal, but adjacent sides are equal. This will become a kite, known as a kite. It's also a quadrilateral, and I think you have studied about this kite in your lower classes, or at least you have heard about it. Okay. So, what is the main property of parallelogram? Sir, sides are parallel, opposite sides are parallel and equal. Okay. Opposite angle are equal. We have proved it. Opposite angle are equal and sum of the adjacent angle is equal to 180. This is also one of the property. Now this one, the diagonal of parallelogram bisect each other. If you make a diagonal in a quadrilateral, they meet on a single point. That point in last diagram, do you remember this point? This point, O. This point will be the midpoint of this line as well as this line. It will be the midpoint of both the lines. Okay. But sir, how? How can we prove? See, do you see the triangles? Do you see triangle D, C, O and triangle A, O, B? Give me a second. C, O, A, O, C, O. Okay. DC is AB. DC and BA actually. Give me a second. BAO. Okay. These two triangles are congruent. How? See, do you see Z? Do you see this Z? This angle and this angle will be equal. If this is X, this is also X. Why? Sir, alternative angles. What about this Z, this angle and this angle? Let's say this is Y, then this must be Y. Why? Sir, it's a alternative angle, alternative interior angle. Okay. And DC will be AB. DC will be AB. How? Because it is a parallelogram and it is a property of parallelogram that DC and opposite side should be equal. So they are equal. So the triangles are what? Congruent. If triangles are congruent, then sir, AO should be equal to OC or CO actually. If we care about the orientation CO. Okay, and line DO should be equal to BO. So you have proved that the middle point O is the middle point of both the diagonals, diagonal DB, diagonal AC. Is it clear? Anyone has any doubt till yet? Okay. Okay. Next, each diagonal of parallelogram divide it into two congruent triangles. Okay. See, if you take this triangle DBC and take triangle DAB, they will be congruent too. Why? This line is equal to this line is equal to this line, and DB line is a common line. So by SSS, they are congruent. The sum of any two adjacent angles in a parallelogram is 180. We have studied that. Why? Because they are interior angle of one side of that line. Now next, the sum of any adjacent angle. Okay, we have studied. If one pair of opposite side is parallel and equal in quadrilateral, it forms a parallelogram. Okay. Now one more thing. What is the requirement of a parallelogram? Sir, opposite sides should be equal and parallel. If I make a parallelogram such like that, not parallelogram, let's say this is a trapezium. Let's say this is a trapezium. It's a trapezium. If this line is parallel to this and this line is equal to this, then it will become automatically parallelogram. It will become automatically a parallelogram. Okay. Why? Because sir, you are taking this like a segment of the straight lines, of two parallel straight lines. If linear pair is formed between two angles, linear pair we form between two angles in a quadrilateral, then how we will find the measure of angles? Sir, circle कब करवाओगे? Okay, like you are saying that there is a linear pair between this angle and this angle in a quadrilateral. How you can say that how you can make a linear pair in a quadrilateral? I am not understanding. Like a quadrilateral, this angle, you say this angle is 180 degree. It is not possible. For a quadrilateral, it is not possible that you have a like this, say A, B, C, and you say this angle is 180 degree. Okay, so this is not possible because it will become what? A triangle. In the beginning of this chapter, in the beginning of this session, I told you that if 3 points are linear, then you cannot make quadrilateral with the help of these 4. Why, sir? And how can you say that, sir, they are linear? This is the property of linearity, that if you take any point on a single line, that angle will be 180. And if your doubt is this, then it is not possible. But maybe I am understanding your doubt wrongly. If a linear pair is formed between two angles, linear pair form only on a single straight line. Okay, and like you can make this angle and this angle. Let's say this is x, this is y. Okay, if you don't have any other information related to x and y, you cannot find the exact value of x and y. But you can say that x plus y should be equal to 180. That's all you can say if you don't have any other information of this x and y. Okay. Now, the last property, the sum of the squares of the four sides, the sum of the squares of the four sides of a parallelogram equal to the sum of the squares of diagonal in parallelogram A, B, C, D. Okay, let's say you have parallelogram A, B, C, D. Okay. Now, if you make square of each side, like AB square, BC square, CD square, DA square is equal to AC square, it will be equal to what? AC square plus BD square, where AC and BD are your diagonals. And you say, sir, circle kab karvaonge? Tomorrow I am going to take lines and angles. Next week on Wednesday, I will take circle. Okay. Now, AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus DA square is equal to AC square plus BD square. If circle is part of your NCRT in 9th class, because circle is part of 10th class, I know very well, but for NCRT I have to check that. But if it is part of NCRT, I will do it. Okay. Now we have this. Sir, how to prove it? It is easy to prove. First, what is parallel? Let's take a small recap, then we're gonna prove that. Now, what is the parallelogram? A shape, a closed quadrilateral whose opposite sides are equal. Only equal. Because they are equal, they will become automatically parallel. Okay, only parallel. So if they are parallel, they will become automatically equal. Okay. So what you have to understand here, that it is not necessary that you said, sir, for a parallelogram it is necessary that they should be parallel and equal. If they are parallel, they will become automatically equal. If they are equal, they will become automatically parallel. It means if a parallelogram, a quadrilateral, opposite side, how many opposite sides pair you can make? Sir, only two. This one and this one. If this one and this one are equal, this one and this one is equal, they will become this one and this one automatically parallel, this one and this one automatically parallel. This one and this one is parallel, this one and this one is parallel, they will become automatically this one and this one equal, this one and this one equal. Now you have understand that this angle and this angle should be equal, this angle and this angle should be equal. We have studied this. Okay. Now one more thing I want to tell you, that if you make a parallelogram like this, okay, now you know this angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Alternative interior angle, and this angle and this angle will be equal. How? Again, alternative interior angle. If you make Z like this, you get this one and this one equal, and if you make Z with this, you will get this one and this one equal. Similarly, if you make another diagonal, then this angle and this angle will be equal because of alternative angles, and this one and this one, they will be equal because of alternative angles. Is it clear, everyone? Now let's prove that theorem, that sir, sum of squares of every sides of a parallelogram is equal to sum of the square of diagonals. For that, let's make a parallelogram A, B, C, D. Okay, and let's make a perpendicular from C on the line, extended line of AD, and let's name this point as E. And let's name and again make a perpendicular from vertex B on line AD. This is 90-degree angle, and let's say this angle name is F. Let's make this F and that E. Okay. Now guys, if I make a diagonal, this, using the Pythagorean theorem, can I say that AC square, it should be equal to, AC square should be equal to AF square plus CF square. Can I say it? And see, because BC and AD are parallel, then sir, this value, let's say BE is equal to H, then automatically this value will be equal to CF also, because they are parallel, and because of this parallelity, like there are parallel lines, because of this AE, if we take it as X, then automatically DF will be also F. DF will be also F. DF will be also F. Okay. Now, if we try to find this value, this diagonal, if we try to make this diagonal, okay, now using the Pythagorean theorem in the triangle BED, can I say that, sir, BD square should be equal to BD square should be equal to BE square plus ED square. Now see AF, what is AF? Sir, this part you take as X, this part you take as H, this part you take as X, and this part you take as H. Now put the value, you will get that AC square is nothing AF square plus CF square. This is nothing, sir. This part is writing here AF is equal to what? AD plus X. AD plus X whole square plus CF square H square, and this part is equal to BE. BE is what? H square plus ED. What is ED? See, what is ED in terms of AD? AD minus X. Why? AD minus X. Okay? AD minus X. Now, what you have to do? Simplify these two equations. It means you have to open this whole square thing and add these two equations. On one hand side, you will get AD square plus, sorry, not AD square, BD square actually. AC square plus BD square. On other hand side, you will get AD square plus AD square plus H square, it means 2H square plus 2X square. Now, can I write AD square plus, sir, it's a parallelogram, then AD and BC are equal. Okay, instead of AD I can take BC square plus 2 into H square plus X square. Now see this small triangle BAE. H square plus X square is equal to, sir, this diagonal, which is AB square. So you will get AD square plus BC square plus 2AB square. Now again, sir, 2AB, you can take one AB and another AB can be write as DC, because parallelogram and opposite sides are equal. You can write AB square plus AB square, and plus AB square instead of AB we can take DC. See, squares of sum of the squares of diagonal is equal to sum of the squares of each and every side. Any doubt till yet? Any doubt in this proof of this theorem, that square of every side, sum of the square of every side of a parallelogram is equal to square of the sum of the square of the diagonals. Any doubt till yet, anyone? Any doubt? Now, so we have studied every possible properties of a parallelogram. One thing is area. How to find the area of a parallelogram? Now, how to find the area of parallelogram? Let's talk about that. See, if I make a perpendicular here like this, and if I connect this point with this point like this point, okay, please ignore my diagram, it's a rough diagram, so my lines are not that much straight in. Okay, do you believe that CE is nothing but the distance between two parallel lines? This CE is nothing but the distance between two parallel lines, and this is a 90-degree angle. Now, how to find the area of the triangle ABD? Sir, is equal to 1 upon 2 base into height. This is the area of a triangle. But sir, we have such a triangle, two equal triangles. Why they are two equal triangles? Because one of the property of a parallelogram, we discuss about it also, that diagonal divide a parallelogram into two equal triangles. So if you are able to find the area of this triangle, then what you have to do? Multiply it by 2. Multiply it by 2. 2 into area of triangle ABD is nothing but equal to the area of parallelogram ABCD, which is equal to, multiply this with 2, so 2 and 2 will get cut and you will get base into height, or you can take as a base into the distance between the base and the parallel line to the base. Distance between the base and the parallel line to the base. Sir, can we find the area with the help of this as a taking base? You can find, but in that case, you have to find this value. This value. What is this value? It's nothing but a perpendicular from point B on DC. Okay? Any doubt till yet? Sir, is this the only way to find the area of a parallelogram? No. Now, if I extend this line like this, and let's say this angle is theta, and I make this 90-degree angle. So if you don't know the trigonometric part, then you can ignore this, 9th class student, but it is something extra that you can find the value of this. Let's say this is what? Our DC, and this is A, this is B. Okay, so the area of parallelogram is what, sir? AD into EC. Okay, now EC can be written as DC into sine theta. Sir, what is sine theta? This is a trigonometric function. What is function? Function is something kind of machine. You put a value in it and it will give you a value, another value. So sine is a kind of machine. You put some value in it, it will give you a value. So for this angle theta, you give this angle theta in it, you will get a something value. Let's say this theta is 30 degree. For 30 degrees, sine will give you 1/2. But if you don't know about this, just relax. Okay, you will study trigonometry in your 10th class, and you are doing some in a coaching center, in kind of some coaching, you are doing foundation courses, then you know very well about the sine theta. But if you don't know, it's totally fine. Okay, so what is the area of a parallelogram? Sir, base into height. Okay, another formula, sir, one side, multiply the two adjacent sides, because see, AD and DC are adjacent side, and multiply the sine theta, where theta is the angle between angle here. Okay, sir, can't we take this angle? This is what? Alpha. Sir, we can take not alpha, we can say 180 minus theta. Oh, sorry, 180 minus theta. You can take this angle also. Why? Because sine 180 minus theta and sine theta both have the same values. Okay, still don't get panic if you don't know, that's totally fine, because this topic, this trigonometric topic, is related to 10th class. Now, so we have covered all the things related to parallelogram. Now let's talk about the rectangle, rhombus and square. What is rectangle? Sir, opposite sides should be equal and they should make a 90-degree angle. Sir, it means a rectangle is also a parallelogram because opposite sides are equal. Yeah, every rectangle is a parallelogram, but every parallelogram is not a rectangle. Why? Because, sir, in rectangle there is a condition. There is two conditions. That opposite sides should be equal. Okay, they are equal. They are also equal in parallelogram. And they should make 90-degree angles. Take any two adjacent sides, the angle between them should be 90 degree. And this thing you will not see in your parallelogram definition. Parallelogram can be made with an angle 60 degree here and 120 here, because the sum of them should be 180. So this is also a parallelogram because it satisfies every condition of a parallelogram, every property of a parallelogram, but every parallelogram does not satisfy the every property of rectangle. What is the property of rectangle? Sir, opposite sides should be equal. Are they parallel? They are automatically parallel. And the angle between any two adjacent sides should be 90 degree. In parallelogram, we don't have such a property. Okay. Now next, rhombus. What is rhombus? All four sides should be equal. It means that it is also a parallelogram because all sides are equal. It means opposite sides also equal. Yes, it's a parallelogram. Let's say this side, this side, this side, and this side all are equal. Sir, opposite are also equal. They are it's a parallelogram. It is parallelogram. But every rhombus is a parallelogram. But every parallelogram is not a rhombus. Why? Because to be a parallelogram, what you need? Sir, opposite sides should be equal. Yeah, we have. For a rhombus, what you need? Sir, all sides should be equal. Opposite plus adjacent. Okay. So it means rhombus has one extra property. And that extra property, every parallelogram don't have to satisfy. Every parallelogram doesn't have to satisfy that extra property. Without satisfying that extra property, they are still parallelogram. Sir, did not understand parallelogram. Okay, what is the confusion in what is the doubt you have regarding parallelogram? Parallelogram is a shape, a quadrilateral made by four vertices and connect them with the help of straight lines. Opposite sides should be equal and parallel. This side and this side, they should be equal and parallel. This side and this side should be equal and parallel. That's a parallelogram. That's it. Now, what about square, sir? What about square? Okay. Square is such a kind of shape. It has maximum property. Like, to be a square, you need a maximum properties. Like for a parallelogram, sir, opposite sides should be equal. For a rectangle, sir, opposite sides should be equal and make 90 degree. For a rhombus, sir, opposite sides should be equal plus adjacent sides should be equal plus angle between them. There is no need for that. For a square, opposite sides should be equal, adjacent sides should be equal, and angle should be 90 degree. Angle should be 90 degree. Okay. Now it means, sir, every square is also a rhombus, also a rectangle, also a parallelogram. Yes, every square is also a rhombus, also a rectangle, also a parallelogram. Why? How can it be a rhombus? Let's talk about first parallelogram. How it can be a parallelogram? What is the need of what is the sufficient condition for a parallelogram? Sir, opposite sides should be equal and parallel. It is equal, that's enough, sir. Okay, this side and this side equal, this side and this side is equal. It's a parallelogram. Okay. What is the condition for a rectangle? Sir, opposite sides should be equal and adjacent sides should make 90 degree angle. Opposite sides are equal and they are making 90 degree. It's a rectangle also. What is the condition for rhombus? Sir, all four sides should be equal. Okay, all four sides are equal. It's a rhombus. Okay, so square is also a rhombus, square is also a rectangle, square is also a parallelogram. Sir, what about trapezium? Every parallelogram is a trapezium. We have discussed this. Every parallelogram is a trapezium. Like if you want to make a diagram to understand it. Like here I am going to make a diagram to understand this chart. What is trapezium? Sir, at least one pair of line should be parallel. Okay. Then what is parallelogram? Sir, opposite side. It means two pair of lines are two pairs of parallel lines. Okay. So every parallelogram. This is what your trapezium. Okay. This is your parallelogram. Then rectangle. Then you have rhombus. Okay. And here you have square. This is the diagram for understanding these 5 type of quadrilateral. Sir, what is quadrilateral? Quadrilateral contain all of them, and except them there are also some quadrilateral. Like kite. Kite is also one special kind of. Sir, except kite? Yeah, there are except kite. Like if you take kite here, then also there are also kind of do you know kite contain parallelogram, give me a second, not parallelogram, square and rhombus. Kite contains square and rhombus. Why? what is the definition or condition for kite? That this line and this line should be equal, this line and this line should be equal. If this is the condition that this should be equal to this and this should be equal to this, and there is no condition that they should be not equal, then every rhombus and every square is also kite. But don't go in that deep, it will confuse you. So that's it for today. Let's take a small question. This question, what it says, ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, it means, sir, this angle which is 28 should be equal to this. Why? Because you are making a Z alternative angles, and AB and DC are parallel lines. So this is 28, this must be equal to this angle which is 4y. So y should be equal to what? 7. And sir, this angle and this angle should be equal. Why? Because you are making a Z. You're making a Z between two parallel lines. Then this angle and this angle should be equal. It means tan x should be equal to 60. Then x should be 6. That's it. Tan x, yeah, is equal to 60. Yeah, good. Any doubt, anyone? Anyone has any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Please let me know. Okay, if you don't have any doubt, I am ending this session. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. And all the best for your further examination. Sir.